News. ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
And we are following several breaking stories on this hour of Eyewitness News, including the verdict today after a gruesome attack on the city's southwest side.
Plus, President Biden visiting Florida today to get a first-hand look at all the damage caused by Hurricane Ian.
And later on tonight, the top trends this Halloween, including the most searched costume.
Plus, the Chicago Marathon is happening this weekend. There is a new category for runners.
But first, everybody, tonight, officers shooting a man inside a Chicago police station. It is the second time in the past week and a half there has been a shooting inside a Chicago police facility.
And this time, police say that the man walked in with a weapon. This all happening at the 10th District Police Station. That one is near Ogden and Christiana in the North Lawndale neighborhood. Michelle Gallardo sharing now what we have learned so far. Michelle?
No officers were injured during the incident. Police saying that they have not received much cooperation from the suspect, who they say was making anti-police statements when he walked into the 10th District armed with a weapon he attempted to conceal in a plastic bag.
10-1, shots fired by the police, 10-1, 10th District Station.
For the second time in less than 2 weeks, an armed intruder was shot by Chicago police officers inside a CPD facility. This time it was at North Lawndale's 10th District along Ogden Avenue just before 1 p.m. when, according to police, a man walked into the station mumbling and rambling anti-police sentiments.
He walks into the lobby with a gun wrapped with a plastic bag around it, holding it with what appears to be a barrel of a gun protruding. Officers give out orders to drop the gun. Instead, he points the gun at several officers.
The man, who has so far refused to identify himself to investigators, was shot in the arm and taken to Mount Sinai Hospital for treatment. The motive for the incident is not being reported, but a CPD memo obtained by the I-Team tells officers that no broad threat has been detected and that there is no intelligence to suggest that the incident in the 10th District is anything more than an isolated incident. The incident, however, combined with one last week at a CPD facility in Homan Square where officers shot an armed intruder, is now raising questions regarding safety.
It's a balance you have to strike, but there's some things we believe we can do to maybe strengthen some of our security measures in our police facilities. So we're working on that.
Some of those measures include placing bulletproof barriers along the front desks, but Superintendent Brown emphasized that at the end of the day, these are public buildings that must remain easily accessible to residents. At the 10th Police District, I'm Michelle Gallardo, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And Michelle mentioned that previous incident at a CPD facility. It was last Monday when police officers opened fire on a man inside a Chicago police facility in the Homan Square neighborhood. Police say the man entered the building through a fire escape, grabbed two weapons that were on a table, and then pointed them at officers. That man did survive and now faces several charges.
A student killed in a dorm room at Purdue University today. Police saying that the victim is 20-year-old Varun Manish Chade. His roommate, 22-year-old Jimin Shah, accused of killing him. Min Shah reportedly calling the police to tell them about this crime, and students reacted to the news today.
Everyone's talking about it because everyone's kind of heard bits and pieces of different things, and they're comparing it with other things that people have heard, because for almost everyone, it's like they have a friend of a friend that lives in McCutcheon.
That is the dorm where this happened. Min Shah remains in police custody tonight. Investigators now trying to figure out the motive for this killing. Purdue's president releasing a statement saying in part, quote, "This is as tragic an event as we can imagine happening on our campus, and our hearts and thoughts go out to all those affected by this terrible event."
Also updating breaking news tonight, a man is found guilty of murdering 6 family members. The 2016 crime inside a Gage Park home shocked the city. Kate Cogarin tonight with more on today's verdict.
Diego Uribe was silent as a jury read each of the 6 guilty verdicts for first-degree murder. His family members, also the victims' family members, say they were torn and tearful, telling us they knew this was a day that was coming, but one that took several years. Justice 6 years in the making came in the form of 6 guilty verdicts for first-degree murder.
Today's verdict has been 6 years in the making. It's been a long time for this family who has been hoping for justice for this long Today's verdict represents that justice, and we're hoping that it offers some measure of comfort and solace to this family who's lost all of their family members, and now including the defendant.
28-year-old Diego Uribe stoically faced members of the Cook County jury this afternoon as he was found guilty in the deaths of 6 of his extended family members after hours of deliberation. The details of the 2016 case both gruesome and heartbreaking. Uribe allegedly shot, beat, or stabbed various members of the family, including 2 children. Prosecutors called this the result of a robbery that spiraled out of control. Accused of demanding money from his aunt, Maria Martinez, at her family's Gage Park home. The key witness for the prosecution, Uribe's former girlfriend, now 25-year-old Jafeth Ramos, who testified she was there as he killed each victim one by one. The father of the 2 children killed spoke after the verdict was read, saying in Spanish, he does not know the person Uribe has become, that he is not the same child he saw grow up. Even though family members said they knew justice was coming, it did not ease the pain that this trial brought back to their family. Defense attorneys did not comment after the verdict was read, other than to say they would file for a new trial next month. At 26 in California, Kate Kogirin, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Kate, thank you for that. A church congregation in McHenry County is moving forward despite hate speech sprayed painted on the building.
When I drove up and I saw the side of the building, I just felt my heart break.
Nativity Lutheran Church pastor Susie Hill says that the vandalism was reported to police, but there is little evidence to go by. Members say the crime will not stop the church from serving those in need, and they opened their weekly food pantry today.
We're going to repaint and we're gonna move on. That's what this church does. We're the little church that could. We've had hard times before. We've persevered.
Now the food pantry is running low on supplies and welcomes donations.
All right, we'll see how that story develops over the next few days. Right now, let's talk a little bit about the weather as sunset has come. It is, of course, now past 7 o'clock, so that's what happens at this time of year, and it's still a gorgeous night out there.
Yeah, but you can see all of the representation honoring and raising awareness to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The ribbons all over the building, some in pink.
Look at the Blue Cross building.
Beautiful sight to see.
Yeah.
We're honoring the whole month of October, of course, and some of the rooftops and the lights on the top of the buildings are lit up in pink lights as well.
Yeah, the spires on top.
Ooh.
You can
Is that a spider?
That's a spider.
Whoa.
Oh.
That's so cool.
Whoa, now that is cool.
No,
That
it
is awesome.
isn't.
That's cool. That's cool.
We just
Happy
want a wiper. Do the
Halloween.
wiper. Yep,
No, no. Killers.
It is the month of October, and you know everything is spooktacular today. You know,
So let the spider be.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Phil, on that.
Yeah.
You didn't have to knock
the
the
spider will be back. That's the Hour Power Spider, Phil.
Is it? I did not recognize it.
I didn't see the spider wearing pink.
No.
But there you are. What do you got for us,
Off he
Phil?
goes. We had a great day today. Temperatures making it into the mid to upper 70s at O'Hare, 76, 77 at Midway, the warmest day we've seen since way back on September 21st. Now, tomorrow will be another mild day, but by about 3-4 o'clock, you're going to see the temperatures plummet. So by this time tomorrow night, we'll be down into the low to mid 50s. And by early Saturday, there will be patchy frost, especially far west. But right now, look at these numbers, 75 in Cicero as well as Oaklawn. That 55-degree reading in Whiting, I believe that's up, but we also have a 54 in Westville. So probably a bit of a lake breeze developing in parts of northwest Indiana. 66 in McHenry, 57 in Zion. There are a few light showers back to the west. This will be off and on activity as we head into the night, just enough to wet the ground in a few locations. And as you can see, there are more clouds in our skies tonight than the last several. There's the disturbance right there. It's not much of one, but it will bring us some showers. But behind that, there is a strong cold front, and that's on its way for later tomorrow. Temperatures tomorrow start in the mid 50s, a much warmer start. We top out in the lower 70s, then a pretty good chance there'll be some showers after about 3-4 o'clock. And look how temperatures plummet as we head towards sunset. We'll have your complete forecast coming up in a few minutes from now. Ravi and Cheryl.
All right, Phil, thank you very much. Breaking news right now. North Korea has fired 2 short-range ballistic missiles towards the East Sea, and that is according to South Korea's military. North Korea has carried out more than 20 weapons tests so far this year, including firing 41 missiles. 9 of those missiles have been fired just in the last week.
And the man charged in the shooting of the 7-year-old boy is being held without bail. Kentrell Gaden appearing before a judge this morning. He is accused of shooting Legend Bar on Sunday as he was heading to church with his family in Roseland. Police say Gaden started shooting at the family after they caught him rummaging through a relative's car. And police have now found the vehicle, but they continue to search for the driver of that truck that hit and killed a toddler in Albany Park. Police say Hermes Cardona Rios was hit near Pulaski and Wilson on Monday. The child's father says they were just leaving a fast food restaurant when he put his son in the back seat, but the boy wasn't secured and somehow got out, walked into traffic, and he was hit. Neighbors visiting a memorial tell us tonight that they don't understand why the driver has not come forward.
As soon as you've seen this on the news, and especially after you've seen your truck, the first thing you should have done was what? Call the police.
Police are still going through surveillance cameras in the area, and they are searching for the driver.
A funeral was held today for a 3-year-old boy who drowned after he was pushed into Lake Michigan. Josiah Brown died nearly a week after he was pulled from the water, and his aunt, Victoria Moreno, has been charged with his murder. Her attorneys saying she has been diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorder. An ambulance in a car crash with a patient in the cab. That's what happened this morning at Jackson and Hamlin. Take a look here. That impact knocking down a light pole. 3 fire department paramedics were injured, and they were taken to a hospital in fair condition. The original patient was taken to a hospital also in fair condition. The driver of the other car seriously injured.
Congressman Chuy Garcia's team is not commenting about calls for him to run for Chicago mayor. The Latino Leadership Council believes Garcia would help benefit the entire city. The organization also says he has a proven track record. So far, there are 10 candidates in the mayoral race, including Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. We're now less than 5 months away from that election.
Texas has spent more than $18 million busing migrants out of their state. That is according to the Texas Division of Emergency Management. Texas has been sending migrants to cities around the country, including right here in Chicago. Texas Governor Greg Abbott saying that taxpayers will likely end up paying the bill.
Now to Florida tonight, where President Biden visiting to see the damage caused by Hurricane Ian, promising federal help as people are cleaning up there. ABC News has just confirmed more deaths in that state. The total now is up to 120 in Florida alone. Some 300,000 people still do not have power, and thousands have been left homeless.
ABC's Rena Roy joining us now live once again tonight from Fort Myers with more on this. Rena.
Ravi and Cheryl, there is a growing humanitarian crisis across this region. As you said, President Biden vowing to help support the people of Southwest Florida. And I can tell you that volunteers here on the ground, they're also doing their part.
1 week after Hurricane Ian ripped through Southwest Florida, President Biden touring the devastation, getting a first-hand look at the path of destruction left behind, and meeting with people who have been affected.
It's going to take a lot of time, not weeks or months. It's going to take years for everything to get squared away. And we're not leaving. We're not leaving until this gets done.
The president announcing the federal government will now cover emergency response costs for 2 months instead of 30 days as originally planned.
Yesterday, Lee County alone, the search and rescue teams examined 24,000 structures just in this county, making sure we're accounting for everyone who still may be trapped.
Federal search and rescue teams already rescuing more than 3,800 people and 200 pets. FEMA has over 4 million meals and 10 million bottles of water ready to go. The National Guard also providing supplies. So many relying on temporary shelters to house their families, thousands picking up basic essentials like food and water to get by every day.
You're without AC, no lights, no nothing. Basically, we have to find ways to cook. Some of us are burning wood. I mean, life is hard. And all we can do is just get back up and try to make the best of it.
Governor Ron DeSantis briefing the president on recovery efforts and what's needed the most.
You know, these storms come, they're on the horizon. You kind of project, hey, it could be really bad. Oftentimes it doesn't necessarily get to that level. Well, this was the full Monty. So I'm just thankful that everyone's banded together. We've got a lot of work to do here.
But there are some signs of progress today that are important to note. On hard-hit Pine Island, a temporary bridge opening up to the public after their causeway was destroyed. So that will certainly be very helpful in this recovery process. Ravi, Cheryl.
All right, Rena Roy doing a great job for us down in Fort Myers tonight. Thanks again, Rena, for all of this. Now, many pets also displaced by Hurricane Ian. Manatee County animal welfare workers there sharing pictures of lost and stray pets, all on social media. And they're bringing in about 20 animals a day, double the normal volume. And they're hoping that people will see the pictures of their pets online and find a way to come and pick them up.
And today we were able to speak with Brian McDaniel with the Red Cross of River Valley out of Romeoville. He is part of a team getting food and water to people in Florida.
It's an incredibly emotional moment for you when you walk in and you realize that you've got children and young people that are suffering, and you want to reach out and do everything you can.
The Red Cross is also sending teams to help with the physical and mental health of those trying to recover. And you can continue to help people affected by Hurricane Ian by making a donation to the American Red Cross. Just go to redcross.org/ABC to donate.
Every day we see more destruction down there. Such a need. All right, let's move on here. A big honor for longtime Chicago radio host Purvis Spann.
He will be inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame as a legend. Purvis Spann got his start in radio in the 1950s. He went on to buy WVON Radio. Along the way, he helped to build the careers of B.B. King, Aretha Franklin, the Jackson 5, and so many others. Purvis Spann died in March from Alzheimer's disease. What a legend, and his legacy lives on, of course, in the music industry and all the people's lives he touched over the years. And they came to the radio station when other radio stations would not play their music, and they were heard on WVON.
And him being able to give that structure and that level of stability to that radio station, just such an important part of continuing with the voice of African Americans in the community on all levels, in terms of politics, in terms of where the city needs to go, and also, of course, helping all those entertainers take on their next chapters in their lives. What a you know, the legacy goes just beyond the obvious things that they've done, and that's hopefully people remember that when they see the
civil rights activism
there
as well. WVON stands for the Voice of the Negro, and so many people across the country would listen to that and hear about what was happening in the African American community back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and they migrated here to Chicago because what they learned.
Right, because Chicago was such an incredibly important place, a destination, place that represented hope during those years.
Absolutely. My parents, of course, when they were in Alabama, they listened to the radio station as well.
Wow.
I talked to his daughter, Melody, today, and she talked about having meeting all of these superstars when she was 10 and 11 years old, working at the radio station. And now she, of course, is the CEO of the radio station, Midwest Broadcasting. But she talked about how that changed her life, to be able to have Stevie Wonder come in her home and serve dinner, and they're sitting next to the Spinners or Smokey Robinson.
Can you imagine?
Right, the stories that she can tell. Yeah.
Well, very much an honor.
Congratulations.
Well-deserved for the whole family.
Absolutely.
And for that great radio station.
A history lesson for us all.
Still doing it. All right, let's talk about another Hall of Fame, the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Revealing the 10 finalists here for the 2023 Ford C. Frick Award. That's the one that honors excellence in baseball broadcasting. And guess what? Steve Stone, one of the nominees. Stone is the only person to both play and broadcast for both the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox. How do you like that? Also a finalist is the Cubs announcer, Pat Hughes. I mean, obviously, they're both
I think
Hall of
they're
Famers.
going in. I mean, first vote, first count, you know, however it works, definitely.
Yeah.
Wow, what a
But
career.
Steve Stone, you know, Pat Hughes is that voice. I mean, 2016, the World Series, and Steve Stone, his incredible knowledge of the game, his technical knowledge, his ability to explain baseball, which sometimes can get a little too sort of stats oriented, and explain the kind of poetry that's behind this timeless game.
The beauty of baseball, hits,
Pat
runs, and
Hughes
errors.
and Pat Hughes does as well. Okay, now we're talking sports. Now we're talking about something I get a little bit more of. And this is such a great baseball town. They should both be really
absolutely
honored.
on the first round of votes now. And Ravi, I worked at both Wrigley Field, and it was back then in the 70s and 80s called Comiskey Park.
Yeah.
I worked there, so seeing the Chicago legends inducted into the Hall of Fame, it really is a beautiful thing. Just to even be able to report on it for me, it's a full circle moment. Just to be able to say that. Yeah.
There's a lot of those in
really
here for you.
nice.
That's
I know
the way
this
it
is a
should be.
proud moment. I mean, and yesterday we were voted the best city, the best large city in the country.
That's still amazing.
So many wonderful things. So
yeah, but good luck to
wonderful.
Good luck to Mr. Stone and Mr. Hughes, because they brighten everybody's day whenever you hear their voices.
Right. We'll be talking about it later.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to say it happened. We're claiming it right here. We're putting it in the universe. So where all the balls get hit out to sometimes so far. Well, ahead tonight, everybody, the Chicago Spot. Again, we are congratulating great things happening here in the city. We have the list of the best bars in the world. We'll see if you've been to them, Robbie.
You know, I keep a list of karaoke songs on my phone.
Okay.
And so the city of Chicago looking for karaoke stars will tell you about that.
Okay, Robbie, you have to do it. And the Chicago Marathon adding a new category of runners just in time for this year's race. We'll be right back, everybody.
All right, the Chicago Marathon coming this weekend.
Can you believe it's already here? You see a lot of people running and practicing. There's something new, though, at this year's race, a non-binary division. John Garcia speaking to people about the change.
Jessica Gordon-Song is an accomplished runner who works at Fleet Feet Sports, coaches other runners, and runs an Instagram page for non-binary runners. They're excited to see one of the biggest marathons in the world add a division this year for runners like them.
Running isn't just a sport for one type of person, but it's something that can go ahead and be for everybody and help change everybody's life.
Our sport is all-inclusive. It's always been an all-inclusive sport.
The marathon already has numerous other divisions for age, gender, and those racing in wheelchairs. The Bank of America Chicago Marathon is one of several world marathon majors offering a non-binary division. According to a race spokesperson, it's a work in progress, saying discussions are ongoing with non-binary participants and leaders within our sport to work together towards our goal of creating more inclusive event experiences.
At the end of the day, we don't want people to be showing up being misgendered, having a negative experience. That's, you know, no one's advocating for that.
Cal Calamia, who grew up in Grays Lake, is flying here from the West Coast to run the marathon, excited to be registered in the non-binary division.
Neither of those categories, you know, male and female, are ever going to feel super right for me because I lived the first 21 years of my life as a female.
About 40,000 runners expected at the starting line for the Bank of America Chicago Marathon on Sunday morning. Fewer than 100 of them registered in the non-binary division, but people in that community expect that number to grow in the coming years. In the Lincoln Square neighborhood, John Garcia, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
All right, John, thanks very much. And to get ready for Sunday's Bank of America Chicago Marathon, more street closures now in effect around Grant Park. It is expected to attract about 140,000 people for this year's edition. So today, Jackson from Columbus to DeSable Lakeshore Drive closed. It's now closed right through Monday morning. So take a look at the map right there. Balbo from Columbus to DeSable Lakeshore Drive. Also, that was actually closed earlier this week, and there are going to be more closures This is just the situation as it is right now. We'll be tracking it, of course, all weekend long.
I know we're tracking the weather too, because it's vitally important as we take a live look along Wacker Drive, the Chicago River there. The city's just all lit up on this Way to Go Wednesday. We know somebody who has run several marathons before, so you know, Phil Schwartz can give you all the advice and talk about the weather, the timing, everything. Start of the race, the end of the race. We need more information on the end of the race.
Yeah, but again, it's important that it's not going to be hot.
Right.
Because we've really run into problems when that happens.
Yeah, not hot. You don't want a lot of wind.
Okay.
And you want temperatures that are comfortable. And we're going to have all three of those. So it really is going to be ideal running conditions. What's always interesting to me is, as it would come by here on State Street, all the clothes that get left behind, because you start out, you know, it's about 40, 45 degrees and you're freezing, and the sweatshirts come off and the pants, and they collect it all and give it to charity at the end of the day.
But Phil, don't you start off with you get running, you get hot real fast.
That's why you lose it.
Yeah,
This is like mile 1, mile 2 right here.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so it's pretty early on.
That
so,
is fascinating.
Yeah.
So I did not know you had run a marathon.
Oh,
I've done 3.
Yeah, Phil is.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, Phil is
Wow.
a boss.
No, I know
Oh,
Phil's
yeah,
a boss.
He's a boss.
He's actually obsessed with working out. Look at him.
He runs, I think, every day or every other day he rides his
No.
bike. He is probably one of the most healthiest people in this building.
No, I don't eat that well.
Yeah, he goes by Cheryl's
No,
office.
Your beautiful
See,
wife cooks for you all the time, so I know you
Cheryl's
eat healthy.
office is here, and Phil's is Cheryl's is here, and Phil's is here, and mine's in between. And right out front of Cheryl's is a big hunk of lot of chocolate. and I
All
see Phil going
sorts of
back and forth.
candy.
Yes,
Always.
it's for
I don't
Halloween.
go
It's
back
for the
and
month
forth.
of October.
I hear you.
I go by every now and then.
You got to dip in, and you know it's once a year. It's October. You know?
one month a year. So. All right, it's been a very dry fall so far. Since August 1st, that's it as far as rain, 4.27 inches. That's 3.6 inches below normal. Now, the past 10 days, we haven't seen a drop of rain. Below normal temperatures 8 of the last 10 days, so the evaporation rate hasn't been that high, and that's why most things that are not turning color yet, especially the trees, are still quite green. Thursday and Friday, showers late tomorrow into Friday, but we're talking light amounts. Check this out. This is the raincast overnight tonight. You can see just a few hundreds here or there, maybe slightly higher amounts in LaSalle County. We're already seeing a few light showers on live Doppler 7 Max. And then as we get into tomorrow afternoon, as the front moves through, again, just a few hundreds. The best chance of rain actually comes with some lake effect as we get into the day Friday. That will be especially for areas along and east of the tri-state. So here in the city, we might actually see more rain than just about anyone else as that north wind picks up and gets some of that moisture going in the form of rain showers on Friday. Today's high temperature there, you see it's 76 degrees. Last year in the state, we only saw a high of 67. The record high, 88, set back in 1997. Right now, cloudy skies out at O'Hare, temperature 70 degrees, but look at the relative humidity, just 27%. So those showers that are falling are most likely evaporating before they reach the ground. 60 in Algonquin, still 64 in Elmhurst, 57 right now in Gurnee. Very quiet across much of the Midwest. 71 of the warmest readings down there in Peoria. So you see that swirl there? That's the that's the disturbance that could bring us just a few light showers overnight. Not a big deal, but you can see that activity in eastern Iowa and northwest Illinois. Apart from that, it's very quiet across the Midwest. This high is finally moving off to the east. As we got on the backside of that high, that's why we developed that south-southwest wind, and that pushed temperatures into the mid to upper 70s. This front, it's going to take its time moving eastward. As it does so, you can see some of those light showers tonight. Again, just enough to wet the ground. And then as we start tomorrow, a mild start to the day. We get up to 71. Most of the day through early to mid-afternoon will be dry. Then as this front moves through, temperatures plummet. There you see just some scattered light showers by 5 o'clock, but temperatures turning much colder later in the day. And as we head into Friday, there's those lake effect showers affecting areas, again, mainly east of the tri-state. Not a lot of rain here, but enough to make kind of a raw, miserable day. And those showers will continue into the afternoon hours before diminishing. Look at that high, 53 degrees as that front moves off to the east. The good news is temperatures will rebound nicely late into the weekend and early next week. So 50 to 59 for lows tonight. A few showers possible. They'll be light. They won't amount to much. Temperatures definitely not as cold as the last couple of nights. We start with a good amount of sunshine tomorrow. Then the sunshine becomes limited. A few showers mainly after 2 p.m. Becoming breezy with those temperatures falling late, but midday it will still be mild. Look at that high Friday. Only 53 degrees. Saturday, there could be some patchy frost, especially well away from the lake. And there's the marathon weather, 65 for a high after a cool start. Early next week, we warm up nicely, so mid to upper 70s as we get into next Tuesday and Wednesday. So temperatures going to bounce around a bit over the next 7 days, a typical mid-October forecast.
It's like a roller coaster. A week from today, it's going to be 77 for a high.
Yeah.
So
we bounce right back.
That. It's right there standing.
That'll
right
be
Phil's
it,
left
probably.
side.
We'll see.
Got a quick question, though, Phil, with your expertise in this marathon running. The lower the temper, the quicker the time for the winner?
As long as it's not, you don't want 28 degrees and a strong north wind. You want it dry, better to be overcast than sunny, and you love the 50s. The 50s are perfect temperatures to run.
So will the winner have a quicker number if it's colder?
As long as it's not too cold.
Okay.
Okay. 50s to low 60s.
Okay.
Not too hot, not too cold.
Yes, exactly. And that's what we're going to have.
Yeah, well, it's maybe some record-breaking on Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah, all right, Phil, thanks so much.
Sure.
Well, there is a new list of top bars in the world. It was just announced.
Top 50, in fact. There are multiple bars from Barcelona and London and Mexico City. There is one bar from Chicago on this list. Kumiko came in at number 25. It's located at Lake and Des Plaines in the West Loop, so not far from us here. 50 Best says the menu channels the flavors of owner Julia Mamos, Japanese-American she is. She has that heritage. And one of the noted cocktails here, get this, it's called Walk Softly, and you will when you drink it because it has rice vodka, sake, vermouth, and brut champagne. I would believe that's 4 active ingredients.
Active ingredients.
Yeah, that list, by the way, is voted on of 650 drink experts from across the globe. But that's like...
Yeah, walk gingerly, walk softly.
How much of each one of those?
Rest.
I presume it's an equal amount. So.
Right. You going to try it
tonight?
Well, go home and try to duplicate it.
We did a story earlier about don't eat too late.
Right, I saw that too, and I was really interested in that. We're probably going to talk about it maybe here.
Maybe.
So, all right, well, congratulations again. We are just winning. Yeah. I mean, winning.
And if you have one of those, drinks, then you might want to do some karaoke.
Oh, that's the best way to do karaoke.
Yeah, well, it's the only way to do karaoke. But listen up, karaoke singers. Chicago does, in fact, have a new contest for you today.
Well, the city is looking for the best amateur singers to showcase their voices at 18 neighborhood venues across the city. Now, the top performer will be crowned Chicago's karaoke champion and get $5,000. You need to be 21 years of older, and you can find more information on our website, ABC7Chicago.com. And, when we do karaoke, we think we are singing like Beyonce and Celine Dion and, Mariah Carey. Little do we know that's not the case. Now,
I'm holding my phone.
Okay, what are the, give me your go-tos.
I actually have a running list of karaoke songs. If I hear a song on the radio, then I would eventually want to sing at karaoke, which doesn't happen.
Yeah, we need to bring Phil in because Phil is always... Yeah.
How about Lean on Me by Bill Withers?
Oh, okay, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
How about...
can we get a little couple of bars?
Lean on me when you're not strong.
Hey.
And I'll be your friend. Empire of the Sun, Walking on a Dream, which is a kind of a...
That's a great song.
That's a great song.
I think anything Lizzo right now is great karaoke. If you want to get, the blood flowing.
Yeah.
It's about time. I mean...
How does it go? Come on, you got to give us a little bit of that.
You know what you need for this right now? You need Karen Jordan to be here.
Right,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
She is unbelievable.
The karaoke queen.
And just music trivia between her and between her and Phil.
Ooh, see? I remember...
She knows some Primus.
Do you remember at Six Flags Great America, they had a recording booth. You could go in and record songs. And then you get the tape and you take it with you. I still have the tape, and we did That's What Friends Are For. Because, that was a good one.
Did you like how you sounded?
I thought I sounded amazing. It was me and Jim Rose, and we sounded really good duet. Because, that was a song of friends, and everybody was recording it then, and, I mean, that's still a good karaoke song. We could do that as a group.
What song
we could
is
do
that
a
again?
remake. That's What Friends Are For. In good times,
was
in
that
bad
Whitney?
times.
No.
It was her aunt. It was her aunt that was singing.
You know what was a great one? Reunited.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I
okay,
knew-
yes.
I
Okay,
knew you were gonna say that.
who sings that? Peaches and
Peaches and
Herb?
Herb.
Yeah, let's do that. Can we do 30 seconds? I don't know, before we get in trouble. Like 10?
Yeah.
And it feels so good.
And it sounds so bad.
See, like professional singers, they
Oh,
really
man,
have talent.
we have got careers after here.
Yeah, well,
we really do.
Yeah, not this career if we keep singing on TV.
The out of
Be
keys.
short-lived, right? Oh, the out of keys.
Tanya Babbage will jump into song. as
She's got a pretty good
She can
voice.
sing. We got some good singers here. Alan can sing.
Alan can
I mean,
sing?
you know, he can sing really well. I mean, Jim Rose thinks he can sing really well.
Something else you two have in common.
Oh, see, where
I think
is the love? Where is the love?
I think our 10 seconds is
you
up.
said you give to me. We clearly lost it. Yeah, all right. That was a fun segment. All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Michelle, our producer, for having that on. Speaking of Michelle Obama releasing new details on her book tour, stopping right here in Chicago, right across the street. We've got that story ahead.
That will be a big deal. Plus, the reason that Coldplay is postponing part of the band's tour.
But first, a new development in that deadly shooting on the set of Alec Baldwin's movie. Alec Baldwin and others involved in the filming of Rust have reached an undisclosed settlement in a wrongful death lawsuit. Cinematographer Helena Hutchins was shot and killed on set. Last year, the film's director Joel Sousa was also injured. Hutchins' husband said in a statement that the case will be dismissed as a result of the legal agreement work on Rust. He's expected to resume early next year, with Sousa returning as the director.
Well, Coldplay is postponing part of its tour because the frontman, Chris Martin, has a serious lung infection. Doctors are ordering Martin to rest for at least 3 weeks now, and that means concerts in Brazil are being postponed. Coldplay hoping to resume performances later this month.
And former First Lady Michelle Obama is announcing the celebrity moderators who will join her on her book tour. The Light We Carry, Overcoming in Uncertain Times, is set to come out on November 15th. Mrs. Obama will return to her hometown here in Chicago on December 5th. And guess what? David Letterman will be the moderator. And then on the 6th, it is author Heather McGhee. Wow, some big headliners there. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on the other side, everybody.
If you're waiting for a better time to buy a car, you may have to keep waiting for a little while longer. Auto part shortages are driving average car prices higher and higher. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes making it a lot more expensive to finance a vehicle. According to Edmunds.com, the average new car loan interest rate hit 5.7% in the third quarter of 2022, and that is the highest level it's been since 2019.
Delta Airlines is on the move at O'Hare Airport. The carrier is saying goodbye to its longtime home in Terminal 2. Now Delta planes will fly out of the newly renovated gates in Terminal 5. The change starts 1 week from today. This is all part of O'Hare's $1 billion expansion and renovation project. And Goodwill is giving bargain hunters a new way to shop. It has launched a new online store, Goodwill Finds. Right now, it has a selection of about 100,000 donated items, but that is expected to grow. Goodwill has been offering used clothing and home merchandise for 120 years. The proceeds will help fund community-based programs, and they always have fantastic finds there, and that's a great place to donate to if you have some things you want to donate.
And the kids love to go thrifting. That's the one.
I'm a thrifter. I love it. Yes, my sister Sherry too.
Love it. All right. How about this? Saying goodbye to Black Friday crowds. As some retailers are moving sales up earlier, others are saying, you know what, they're going to be closed for Black Friday, and they will be closed on that date for good. That is ahead. First, though, let's check in with Phil.
Another mild day coming up tomorrow, but get ready for some big changes after we get up to 71 with a few afternoon showers. The cold front comes through. Temperatures plummet late in the day tomorrow. We're talking a high Friday of just 53. Some frost possible early Saturday, but then temperatures start to rebound. Your entire forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Now, for years, stores have started opening earlier and earlier for those Black Friday sales.
But now we are seeing actually the opposite. REI has actually been closed on Black Fridays for the last 7 years. Now they've made the decision to make that a permanent policy. The company saying it will instead pay its workers to spend time outside doing anything aside from shopping on that day. And shoppers can still place orders on the website, but they will not be processed or shipped until the following day.
And holiday sales are starting earlier than ever. Amazon, Target, and Walmart have all announced sales events for the next week, which raises the question, is Black Friday a thing of the past?
Well, for REI it is, I guess. But, you know, between all the bargain days and Amazon days and special online retailing moments and Google doing this and doing that, I think people like the sense of an event on a specific day.
The tradition, the family gathering.
Yeah.
You eat on Thanksgiving and then you
go
to bed.
Right? But honestly, not to put too fine a point on it, I've always felt, as one who often has to work on those days, I could identify with maybe some of the retail workers who felt like, oh boy, I wish I could get a break as well, have that day off, right? But
spend with family.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to.
I know my sister,
I have no opinion
my
about
oldest sister, Michelle, that is like, she has her papers, her coupons, her discounts. She gets the paper. I mean, it is a
full-blown focus, determination. Yep, her and my cousin Karen, they get lined up. You know, if they're looking for something
so many
specific,
people
too.
in an inflationary environment, if you can get something for $100 off, like I don't know, like a TV, that makes an enormous difference in your personal budget, and you can get things maybe
computers, laptops.
But the chaos.
And some people thrive on it, though. My sister enjoys it. They sit there with their lawn chairs, and they love it. Running in the rush.
Lawn chairs? Well, like waiting outside?
They get there early, before the doors open, because they want the sales.
Do you do it?
Never. No.
I'm with you on that.
I am at home.
How many times have we been here doing the
right,
story
on
the
Fridays,
next day?
in its news business. That is our big story.
That was a big deal. I remember.
Everywhere.
People
being
getting
new here,
pushed down and stuff. It'd be crazy.
Whatever store it was.
Piling your cart up with everything.
The Aurora outlet malls. And you'd see those enormous parking and traffic jams coming out of there. I guess it'll happen again.
It depends on what you like. You know?
Look, the American consumer is responsible for something like 70% of economic activity in America. So if the consumer's not doing well, not really good for anybody.
And some of the sales for their whole year sales are made that day.
Oh, yeah.
So it just
certainly those last 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, all right. That was a
There you
nice
go.
discussion there.
All right.
Have fun. Be safe. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Shop.
Enjoy. Get a bargain. Thrift. Just within the past hour, it's quarter to the hour right now. The family behind that now viral Halloween display in the northwest suburbs, they have given an update on the future of their creation.
All right, the Plainfield couple planning to reopen the Stranger Things theme display this Saturday. Dave Apple says that he spoke to city officials following complaints by a lone neighbor about the increased traffic, but Joliet police say it is on private property and is not violating any ordinances or permits.
And so tonight on social media, Appel voicing his excitement that the display is making a comeback, but he's urging visitors to be respectful when they stop by to come and see it.
We don't have to take it down, but if anyone messes with any of our neighbors' properties at all in a negative way, we are instantly done. I will tear it down the same minute it is over. So this is for families, communities, neighbors, and for fun only.
All right, so the Halloween display replicating a scene, of course, from Stranger Things, the series, and when the character Max Mayfield appears to be hovering in midair. It's still amazing to see.
Incredible, right?
Yeah, that part of the setup, though, was temporarily removed because of the weather. It shall return soon because, of course, it's only the 5th of October.
Right.
And there's many days to go before Halloween.
They went all out. See, and I love that. I love decorating. I decorate my office, my house. I love it.
Cheryl was in on Saturday decorating her office.
I came in on Saturday with my candy corn leggings on, and decorating.
That's fun.
It's fun. I love it every year. And of course, Halloween is approaching. Let's see, how many days do you have? 26 days. It's on a Monday, so it's going to be on a Monday this year, but people are getting ready.
Phil likes horror movies. You like Halloween, don't you?
Yeah.
Some horror. I love Stranger Things.
You like
do
scary
a great job.
things. I don't like scary things.
You do not like.
Strangely enough, as a news guy, I really don't like scary things.
No, you don't.
People are ready to celebrate already.
I think there's enough scary stuff in the news.
Yeah.
That's real. I don't like reality.
Phil tells me stories. Krampus. We'll get into that story another time.
Well, we're going to talk about it coming up on the other side of the break. The record amount people are spending on those top costumes this year, and you guys have to tell me which ones are you going to be wearing. We're going to talk about it on the other side of a break. We'll be right back.
I'm scared. All right, tonight we are talking all things Halloween.
All right, Thriller. Celebrations expected to be back at pre-pandemic levels this year. The National Retail Federation is saying that spending is expected to hit a new record this year, $10.6 billion. People are planning to spend $100 each on candy, decorations, cards, and costumes.
Wow, and speaking of costumes, Pinterest says the top trending costume searches this year, how do you like it?
Yep.
Stranger Things related. Of course, the new season came out this year, and we just saw what was happening out in Joliet. Anyway, also trending, likely thanks to the new biopic, Elvis and Priscilla Presley.
Okay.
That is such a good movie.
Yeah, they're talking Oscar buzz on that
is
one.
That good.
Yeah.
And number 3 may be a little bit more surprising. Patrick Bateman, eek, from American Psycho. Wow. How do you like that?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No surprise at number 4, though, on the search on Pinterest. Top Gun, following the massive success of Maverick. And Cheryl, of course, you just totally love Halloween.
Right, I do.
You know,
I do.
Here's the display. Okay, we finally got it. This is the display I've been talking about right outside of her office. You got to walk by
got the
this
Disney one.
constantly.
See, we got the Disney Mickey Mouse ears, and that's the Poltergeist TV. You turn the knob and it comes out. Yeah, the ghost comes out.
It's interactive.
Yeah, it's everything's interactive. That's the Frankenstein sings Monster Mash, and that's Mrs. Princess Pumpkin and Mr. Pumpkin. They're kind of in. This plays weather tunes. That
Where
radio.
do you put all this stuff during the rest of the year?
Well, you kind of put it at a plate. Boo.
See,
Okay.
See that little, if we go back again, that little part that sticks out from the wall, that's the block to my office.
Right, that's the Princess Pumpkin.
Yeah.
And for the whole month of October, that's my tradition. I come in, that's why I came in Saturday.
And then you'll do it again for
candy.
Christmas.
Look at her bright smile. Oh, she got a chipped tooth. Oh my goodness.
You know, the funniest part is that people will walk by Cheryl's
Right.
office constantly to get chocolate, including Phil, whose
Don't
office
be
is on
pointing
the
at
other
me.
side. And then there's this
Right.
constant reminder that there's candy all over the place. And then I'm always like,
I know, and I eat.
so it's
I had
everybody
Kit
else's
Kats,
fault. You eat the
you know,
No,
and then
I'm
the
just
little mini
tempted.
Butterfingers were delicious.
they just give you a
I've got the Albanese too, gummy
one?
bears.
You know-
Albanese, those are delish.
You know what wasn't on there as far as costumes that I thought would be on there is either Child's Play with Chucky, or
Chucky is back this year.
yeah, or Hocus Pocus, because I saw that Hocus Pocus too.
I do have a hat in my car.
you saw that.
Yeah,
But
did you
you
see
know
the
what?
first one? The first one was really good.
It
The
just
second,
came out, so Phil, it might catch on too.
and it's.
Yeah, we talked about it
A lot
last
of
night.
superheroes are going to probably for the youngins.
Yeah.
So ketchup and mustard. We could go ketchup and mustard and relish if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we relish the thought of that, right? Oh, this is spooktacular.
All right.
Yeah, the
Stop
weather.
it.
Yeah, the weather today has been absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, Phil.
Whoa! She's not even reading this stuff. This is incredible.
I'm getting nauseous here.
All right, there's a live look back at
Monster
something.
Mash. Now that's a good karaoke song.
Yes, it is.
And Thriller. Thriller is a good dance karaoke.
But
Yeah.
Monster Mash, Monster Mash was my favorite song when I was a little kid. All right, what's the Monster Mash Halloween? Well, it's too early.
Mashing
the
up
Halloween
some-
Too early to
forecast.
talk. Remember just a few years ago we had all that snow.
Snow.
on
Yeah,
Halloween.
I remember that.
Very
On
unusual.
Halloween.
Let's
Oh,
just
man.
hope we don't get that again.
Right.
Right now we're just seeing a few sprinkles approaching from the west and southwest. This is mainly evaporating as it moves eastward. Most of the night will be dry. Look at the rain chances over the next 7 days. 60% chance tomorrow. That's late in the day. 50% chance Friday, especially if you're near the lake. And then virtually no chances of rain over the weekend, just a 20% chance early next week. And those rain chances for Thursday and Friday, just not going to amount to much. Here you see the European model showing generally less than 1/10 of an inch, though I do think locally there will be slightly heavier amounts right along the lakefront as we get that lake development going as we head into the day on Friday, maybe up to a 1/4 inch here in the city, with most of that falling Friday morning. Today's high, 76 degrees. Been a long time since September 21st, last time we were that warm. The low this morning getting down to a reasonable 48. It will not get that cool overnight tonight. There's that weak disturbance causing those light showers that could affect parts of us during the night tonight. But apart from that, it's fairly quiet. We will see partly cloudy skies. We start the day out in the low to mid 50s in most locations with partly cloudy skies. And then we climb right back into the lower 70s. But you see this? That's the front. As that front moves through, watch what happens to the temperature. At 1 p.m. will be about 71. By 6 p.m. we'll be down to 58. There could be some brief spotty showers, but you'll notice that temperature change after about 3, 4 o'clock. And then as we head into Friday, there's the lake effect. And look where temperatures start. So we might have some light showers, temperatures in the lower 40s, upper 30s inland early Friday, and it's going to be a breezy day. Those light showers likely not coming to an end until we get closer to Friday evening. And that's it for highs. Only lower 50s come Friday afternoon. So enjoy at least the first half to 2/3 of tomorrow. Highs from 66 north to 75 south. Any shower activity will be mainly after about 2 o'clock and should be relatively brief and light. Extended outlook this weekend, some patchy frost, likely mainly inland. And then as we head into the marathon on Sunday, not a bad day, 65. We climb back into the 70s as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. We'll be right back after this break.
Well, now to what I call Judgment Day. Case closed. It is a moment baseball fans have been waiting for.
That's right. Yankees slugger Aaron Judge hitting his 62nd home run of the season. It came, and that broke the American League single season record, which of course was set by the incomparable Roger Maris back in 1961, 61 and 61. So technically Aaron Judge is still shy of the Major League record set by Barry Bonds, but of course many folks consider that one actually tainted because it happened during the height of the steroids era in baseball several years ago.
Well, the record-setting homer happened on the road, but plenty of Yankees fans were watching back home on TV. Happy to see all this history being made.
I looked up and I was like, oh my God, it's gone. This is amazing. Judge is the best. Go Yanks. Let's hope we roll this into the postseason and get ourselves a World Series.
We waited too long for this moment right here.
You did say that. I can say that you said that.
Yeah. Texas in the bandbox. This is Judge's time to do this right here, guys.
Yeah, Judgment Day for sure. Last night, a man named Corey Humans caught the home run ball. We've been hearing lots of numbers all day, upwards of $2 million for that ball. Now, apparently he hasn't decided if he'll keep it, sell it, or give it to Judge. And last night they asked Judge, would you like to have the ball? And it was like a little kid, kind of like, yeah, it's okay.
Well, it's part of the fan experience. He got it fair and square. By the way, 62 homers, beat 61.
Right, and it's going to be 63, and his contract's up. We're talking $300 million. That's a number you want to talk about.
Good night, everyone.
See you tonight at 10.